frequent platform. TTPTB. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well on for tomorrow. Now we go make salute.
Inside that interview day to can be also
election we for free political prisoners them for Sikadas. I want for welcome the studio the Minister of Information and Civic Education Chernoba. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Okay. After the elections, the opposition being gets concerned with the election results. We make the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion with support from the African Union, ECOWAS, Commonwealth, and other partner them being all national dialogue between government and the opposition, and they've been come up with 8 resolutions. Them one of the resolutions they are now for free political prisoners. Who that's not political prisoners and alpha this process make we get the Minister for Information and Civic Education, and anytime from now would expect somebody from the opposition for join we na the studio. Once again, good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yes, we topic today we look at one of the resolutions them na the National Unity Agreement or National Dialogue where Peace Commission and partners them all for government and the opposition. And before we can look at that, recently we get an information or news come say they don't get some people them we been the in the wanted list of government for 2nd November 26 incident. It can give we update on this one quick before we can to the issue we there for.
Yes, thank you very much. I think after November 26, the government will make a commitment, and can I say, no matter how long it take, every single one of them people are within our wanted list, we will fend them, we will bring them come to face the justice of Salon. And that the arms of the Sierra Leone government, the arms of the Salon government justice, will be long and will be wide and will be global. Then they're not going to get no place for hide. So from November 26, when the government of Salon being do all the investigation and being get intelligence for say some of them people here get information or the ande panda bad thing will be happen. Where by the way, people don't forget it lead to the death of many of we Sierra Leonean compatriots. But who soldier man we wake in the morning, go that day if we go work for defending country, then I'll go back home to them family, police officers, prison officers. Then people here kill them in cold blood in the streets of this country in their selfish quest, sometimes for seek for get power and for destabilize the country. So the intelligence community actually deserves a lot of credit. Then don't continue systematically for gather information, intelligence, for fending people here. And we be understand, say, a good number of them be hide na Guinea. As soon as I know, we get a very solid relationship with the counterparts in the sub-region, especially Guinea and Liberia. And we don't embark now on multiple joint intelligence operations with the counterparts in there. One of the operations and then I lead to the successful arrest of them 5 individuals. Yeah, we currently they're in custody with the Guinean authorities, and then they do what they can call first debriefing, and after that, as you know, we're going to do some paperwork and all the arrangement there for make sure say we obey and respect all the laws them, and for safely bring them come back in a salon where they will be interrogated, and then as I said, then will face justice.
When the wanted list been there out, you get different set of people, and you get civilians, you get serving police, you get the military, you get retired officers. Them people are then 5 people are we then catch na Guinea. Now whose category na civilians them on a soldier them.
In fact, I can tell you say then 5 the names then are Major FS Kamara, Major Patrick Abu Odende Sise. I think that person with people they know, then they call him Pau. Major Joanna Kaba, so you don't tell you see then 3 names in the all na soja man them. Major Ibangura, also na soja.
So, Mr. Minister, in terms of this issue of people way normally, although you don't state say just because you didn't have the list, not mean say you find guilty until you go through the court process? Is it that still the country they on the search or na get intelligence where they work with other counterpart country there, like for example Guinea, where they go on information if they see them people here?
No, the Salon government just with Guinea, but as I mentioned as well with Liberia. Keep in mind, we've been in the process of prosecuting another coup with Yeti and others when they capture them in Liberia and repatriate there as well. So one of the thing that His Excellency President Bio and the leadership of the country, Vice President Jules De Jallo, don't do now for build on that long-standing relationship we'll get with your neighbors. Them deep in that relationship, they will see the Liberian Vice President be there recently. We see the Guinea leader be don't cancel alone with VP can go there often. We get that kind of exchanges, and the exchange then it bear good fruits on things like security, joint intelligence, because the thing that they affect Queen Asalo, they affect Guinea, they affect Liberia. So they do joint operations and together, we can do exchanges then together. And of course, all of them are then they guided by international law and the laws the way they govern this resource region. So we always stick to that. And I make you see sometimes it can take a minute before you get the people and before move them from one place to the other, because we make sure say we don't tick all them boxes and we don't follow all the steps them who supposed to follow for respect international law.
A program now, Good Morning Saloon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio.
Just so they get a right visa permit for enter the Hajj village. So my tourist visas they take, and most of the people who are back with pass away na the tourist visa they take because they don't get the right opportunities because they don't get a permit. For like they will forgo me now, we say they will be entertained, and also transportation for like we go care them go Arafat and Mustalifa. And as you can understand, in a desert, if you go, you're not able to get any opportunity, then you go by other means, then that means say, you don't get the opportunities of having government-sponsored transportation
of Salon, and that will not do anything, we go violate the constitution of Salon. So now that make the one who be they say rerun, the one who be they say they will cancel election. That power did not exist inside the agreements inside the tripartite, because the laws of Salon clear on anything in there. This committee not take anything away from the constitution of Salon. So now the same thing applied to this question of people that we covered under this resolution 4. The first thing His Excellency do now for set up a small committee is say, let the committee look into this particular before this committee they get chance for process this list. Some of the people that they submit with them at the list, some then they free them, some they will open them prison, then they all go away. Some of them already free themselves. We, by the way, in a different crime they don't commit, because we go you open prison, we don't follow the law, you commit another crime, as I know very clearly. So some of the people that will be in this list. So the committee being review this APC list and say, some of them people will not even know the details. We don't know side and day, we don't know what they hold them for, so then develop a simple template. Then say, well, if una they say them people will fall under this category, no, they say no. But they are on a EPUI. Each one of the one they want to list so side and day. Waiting at the accusation. Waiting the whole level.
Morning turn on they continue, and now we they go for a break.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you go transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, go send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for just enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue from that break. They will come over to our studio guests. They bring in Chainoba, when the Minister of Information and Civic Education. We don't give updates about the resolution where APC, the opposition, and the ruling SPP be agreed to on issue we get to do with people who them be old. You don't state the issue about people where they arrest and list where the opposition APC present to UNA, and according to you, some people no be even there any form of arrest or even then at all. But we'll look back this whole arrest issue. And
At least 100 people, over 100 people.
Over 100 people, and politically motivated. What in government regard as politically motivated?
No, not
or
to which
one
we
way?
regard. As I said, the resolution was that
uh,
now then say the wording there say now the agreement. Keep in mind, these are three people that come
But-
together, they agree.
Yes.
So the wording say release any persons arrested, detained, or imprisoned for alleged elections and civil protests. So that they've been very clear. So if now people away them and say, we then catch that day for the elections, will be the protests and all that day, then they clear. Then they no ambiguous at all. The second one that they say for discontinue any politically motivated court cases. Now that one in the gray area. We not believe say we get any case we starting points now that we know they also by
they can't look
politics.
at the other limp of that. We look at this people are arrested because of civil or political protest on other one them. We don't see plenty protest them. We see one perhaps we then say the first time president they go na the ACC. Some people them go there, and also the flag bearer for go ACC. Some people them go there and they make some arrest them. We don't get other issues them, and the APC go tell you say during campaign they arrest some of the members.
so for say, for example, the Terry former president and his command be the go ACC. Now a civil protest and follow that. Why the arrest of them? Anything be lead we make them be arrested if they do them protest in a civil manner.
No. For say something as civil protest, not means they did them protest.
So
in a
my
civil
point what
manner.
is if they're not be get right for do that.
No, I mean I know they can't sit down and adjudicate whether people and get
Now,
right
a
for the way they
question.
do. The question who the debate up to you now, would that they in detention and would that in the free? Now the question of whether they may get right for detain them at the same time. Salon are a country of laws.
But the opposition officer says some people be there in detention. We're not supposed we not violate any of the country law or not be
Again,
threats
Salon-
to the country
Salon are a
security.
country of laws. If somebody get an opinion there, you follow the particular post. Number three, now been this cross-party committee on electoral reforms and management bodies review with a three-way leadership led by the very distinguished Dr. Emmanuel Gaima of the SLPP, where they represent the government of Salon. And then you get Dr. Kalfala Maya of the APC, another respected individual. And then you get the United Nations Resident Coordinator. So three-way leadership where India represents the development partners. And then item 4, item 3. 4 now does talk about release of politically motivated individuals and things like that. And then we also get 5 winner for institutionalized inter-party dialogue framework. We on chief negotiator, now the Honorable Dr. David Moini Nasenge, who are the lead negotiator on behalf of the government. On the other side, now the Honorable Dr. Samoa Wilson Kamara. And that framework they continue, then they engage, they see them, then they meet. In fact, I think the last meeting before this June 18, June 19, have been June 13, where they meet again. Then number 6 now before re-engineer rekindle relationship within and called the national socio-political ecosystem. And for this ongoing dialogue between the two parties they go on. 7 now for strictly condemn the one the way they incite violence and spread hate speech. We see the unprecedented joint statement by the APC and the SL people who translate into multiple languages and share across the country. And number 8 now for commit for establish independent committee of moral guarantors. And we know say ECOWAS, AU, Commonwealth, UN, Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, Women's Forum, Council of Paramount Chiefs, Children's Forum, Young People Interreligious Council then constitutes the moral guarantors where His Excellency President will be appointed. So on every single one of the 8 agreements that would have been signed up into money, we don't see significant progress. We'd expect, as soon as see yesterday, the SLPP side submits the government side, I like to point out the SLPP government side, submits their own reports to the Honorable Chief Minister, and the Chief Minister tweeted about how yesterday the American government acknowledged and said they look forward for let this process here complete. The APC side as well, I see a tweet from Dr. Kalfala Maya say, look, we land this ship. we done this process. If you use the words where the chief minister can like for use all the time for remind the people of this country, say we will deliver. And I clear on call, and I call, and I see say Dr. Kalfala, I believe in the spirit of peace, in the spirit of cohesion. Use similar words yesterday and say let the people entrust them that we can this process to a conclusion. So I think as Salon people, we for look forward say this agreement will be signed, will political leaders and sign, with the leaders of the country sign, they know act on them, and we look forward for this process here conclude and follow look go before as a country. No longer they be and they argue about election, no run this, that. Focus on the thing they will need for change. So that tomorrow when election come, we will get less arguments and we'll all go abide by the same rules.
Okay, well, that's now the Minister of Information and Civic Education. Chenoba, we talk about the state within the now, or the current state within the now, between the main opposition on issue we get to do with political prisoner them, as this now one of the thing that we part of the national dialogue for say people who they are arresting for fair way and see how they go settle and free them. We'll come back to you. You can tell me if APC no present the list, if we not go get nothing for do, especially lady security force explain the way and manner how they arrest some of them people here inside the program. Good morning, Salon. We they go for a break.
Any hour where you sleep and wake, you dey ask yourself, wetin GT Bank get for we again? Well, GT Bank gladly for tell you say anybody
during the dries because of the cost of buying 1 kilowatt hour of energy. But with these renewables that government is trying to push and then foster, I think it is going to help us in addressing, the bottlenecks of buying electricity at a very high cost, because renewables generally are considered part of the least cost generation option.
When in the talk, the chairman for the Presidential Initiative on Climate Change, Renewable Energy and Food Security, Dr. Kande Yumkela, talk about the plan where governments get for expand the solar park.
This is what we try to explain, that for energy, it's a long-term process. So the good news is this is now up and running. This is going to be
within the laws of the country. We own premise as a government is that nobody know the way they arrest because of the politics. We follow the law, and the law is clear, and the law no they say, oh, in fact, political parties are not illegal as alone. Political activities are not illegal, but because now compromise, because this is a product of a negotiation, this particular provision give the right say, okay, we'll now come up with list of individuals. We will not believe, say, they were that by one own belief, they were then kiss them. Now it connected to politics somehow. Now because of them politics, because of the reason we make at the take me time for continue for mention this, like I say, some names been in that list. We at the time, they nobody even commit crime it, as that we were aware of.
So
some names been at the list. We been there. Na Pademba Road prison, and then they free themselves, or them free the way they open the prison on that day. So we know this. We don't know to we premise that if APC, but then get right for submit the list as exhaustive as they have done. We get right for review, we get right for ask additional questions, and for move forward. What's clear is that we committed to this resolution, and we committed for honoring we part in the resolution.
Take listeners and viewers of Radio Democracy the list where the opposition presents as politically motivated cases.
I cannot do that. I don't make
Why?
it clear. If APC been there, then go do. What
So
I will tell you is they submit a long list of names. The list,
So
in
the
fact,
list-
the
the
list,
list-
in fact,
the
some
list-
of it was confusing for us.
The list
Now, it make we
encompasses
provide-
politically motivated civil protests and everything. Is that the case?
APC provide a list where, according to them, is consistent with what's in the inside resolution 4. I mean, say that not the fact. I just say it's impossible. Now the only way they know that now for exhaust due process, for let them get them, they interview them, or they go courts, they find they're not guilty, or in the processing stage. So I
that
say that
stage
is
they
a
take how long? The
possibility.
process they take how long exactly?
This process, well, APC need for come force, provide that information there. We committed for doing this within the time frame of the tripartite committee and the agreement. This will be a reasonable agreement.
How much
will
are they
be made.
considered a human right? Especially the one they want to know at the end of the day, not fully
Everybody-
involved or guilty of
Look.
anything.
Look, human rights principles are part of the Constitution of Salon. Chapter 3 of the Constitution outlined very clearly then we human rights commitment. And besides that, we go beyond that. We are signatory to plenty international covenants. Them we bind with to human rights principles. As I say, the chair of this committee now being one of the top human rights lawyers with this country to ever see. So we committed to that, no question on it, but we follow due process.
Now, we look at the people like APC Sheriff and in team wouldn't be arrested with the running mate of the opposition now, Bo, and other one them wouldn't be arrested during the election. The APC they ask say give amnesty to people they arrest during the course of politics. The list were available because after the prison break, people like APC Sheriff then go back now the prison. The list were available. Then name your way una don't see. What in the old the tripartite or the committee where they set up for free the one them we then don't see?
Because wake money no more, you go free, you follow due process. Even with the president in power for pardon, it is set up a committee. The committee they meet, they make a recommendation. There's an involvement of particular states, individuals, including the vice president. We now they take on to the president with the full list and then they follow the procedure. We committed to this agreement. There's no question of yes, some people in the way will say, okay, they mean give them additional time. That additional time, we on side that the government, they don't conclude, they don't go submit their report yesterday to the chief minister when I will lead negotiator. I understand the APC self don't conclude. So then they combine that, process it, and then come forward. So tripartite, when our resolution 3, they mean get a very specific mandate with the terms of reference we've been given 6 months complete. Then they don't have. This other part of the agreement is broader, but it means that we also committed to a timely resolution. This is why over 3 weeks ago, we review all these things. Say, too many gaps in this information. We'll go back to them and say, APC, una fill the gap here. If they self act in a very timely manner, we self-committed for finalizing this process and for doing something with tomorrow Bambai, other person who can call we say, hey, that's what I've been doing, una not follow the law.
Of a bad day. Cheers. Good morning, Salon. They continue. And this is our program now. They will listen to Daddy Wakabot.
Another morning again. I say fumble, I all of a sudden. I say donation make headline man. I say bona pleasurable. I say man then you cut the pass. Out from social international business tycoon. At the first thing I say, where some business tycoon all over the world, they push them kind play together. Now they wonder, I say, now for let them cooperate, now for let it. I say, because pleasure business, I say, that keep me more possible. I say, Nasoi kong kam pleasure man, nasoi kanga bai pobinde. I say, the pleasure, nine that. I say, objecto, econo, I say, pleasure no get good luck, I say, but what the bon chef and the bon child, with a good boy, you want me, I say, uno get look pamplego, na for let them go say, we like a good chin, but that then give that the give one tempo. I say Pambula say now. I say we pushing they invite me Pamay, that they invite me. And this Slovenia. I say do for cliff but certificate the man. I say for put and I say I want to see the man. I say I want to I say because of this time, my I wouldn't go past. I say I no get 50,000 for go pay fine, oh, and I no go and go 15 years imprisonment. I say last year and get clear. But I want to go bula 10 years wedding, no. I don't make this clear. I say the law. I say when you come out, I say who can respect.
Country, we can divide, we can get periods of heightened political tension, but that we always find a way for come back together and shake hands and say, oh, after politics, we life then the development's very important. We see the news that will come out of the continent and the people are 800 million commitments in Vienna just yesterday for pushing this country go before. We expect for get good news as well with MCC again in the coming days and coming weeks, because of the progress they would make Naya as a country. So then they show we say the country big pass we all, that we can divide, but even in we disagreements, I mean, we understand, say, we get periods and moments we require we for come together for think about the best interests of this country. And an example the person build the show we, and I call the person build the make, and I want to tell particularly Dr. Samuel Wilson Kama plenty thank you for in steps as well we make recently in that direction there, and with the APC self they continue for make.
With the politically displaced, I ask you earlier, how far this in Donga, which part government don't play, because try to forget opposition, they know they are for talk about
I don't
the
tell you
part
say
don't play so far.
anybody they we say oh a common nine community because of politics, government willing and ready for do whatever we can do for help them to go back into the community. There's no doubt about that. We're not getting specific. Oh, say right now this person didn't know the like community we know able go, but we work with APC. That I made this framework there, that cross-party dialogue framework. I make it there. So if any specific challenge there, any side, we ready and committed for solve that challenge.
So, some people think say perhaps they be done after me, just assumption day. I've been I think I committed a crime during politics. If I come back, they will arrest me.
If you commit a crime, though, you're not absolved of your crime.
No, of course. No amnesty for that.
No, but this is not country of
under
laws.
Politics. I mean,
it's not country of laws. If you commit a crime, you either need for you answer for your crime or you be pardoned by the only person who can do that now is Excellency the President. But you cannot run away from your crime and say, oh, because
even it's under politics.
No, politics not to free check for like commit crime in this country. Not
so, Mr. Minister, before you left, we're not the current state of the tripartite committee. Who stage then now?
Final stage. They don't submit as we see each side being go ahead and do them reporting. They don't work together on over 86 areas of recommendations where they agree on. We understand so they don't complete and they don't agree on pretty much everything. Would expect this week His Excellency currently in Vienna. If they come back, I believe on Wednesday, when His Excellency return, would expect there will be a final handing over of this historic agreement. We're going to include a long set of recommendations for reforms. So other people understand. It could be for reforms for look go before, go bien. It based obviously on what happened in the past. But the recommendations they will include say, okay, how we will make sure say we elections them better, how we will make sure say the systems and the rules with the government elections they apply to everybody and not for acts for say we'll change the rules within the game. And that commitment day to that reform the President Builder make, and we look forward for get that reports day and for implement the recommendations they need together with the brother and sister.
As they left, we talk about the resolution for implementation. Whose kind of crime they under this resolution way, perhaps then we say, I've been sure say it is a part of the program, but not show up and not tell you why. But plenty thank you for joining the Minister of Information and Civic Education. And also one for tell thank you to the production team, Michael Sambola, Kabia will support to put the program together, Joseph Songa, Fatmata Samura, and Usman Kamara, Mikuna live on Facebook, Clifford Walker, we give technical support. So today, Musa Kamara say bye-bye.
And it's up to you, Kalona say, stay tuned to this frequency and goodbye.